Hey guys, it's History Behind the Warrior, and welcome to another Mortal Kombat video. Now today in my What Went Wrong series, from your requests I'll be talking about the Edenian demigod, Rain. Now in order to talk about Rain properly and his fall from grace, we actually need to talk about his origins, as it does play a big part in why this character wasn't as successful as many others, despite him having a lot of potential. Now as I had mentioned, Rain is of Edenian descent, but he doesn't exactly have a normal upbringing. You see, Rain is the bastard child of the Edenian god Argus, and thus because of this he was in fact shunned by his father, which in turn did deny his godhood. So understandably Rain himself shares an overbearing grudge towards his father. Now his origins for the most part do differ from the original timeline and the new timeline, but for this video, because he was established in the original one, I will predominantly be using that as a source of information, because I feel like a character has to make his impact on his debut, and if he doesn't, then he just kind of exists. And that's pretty much what happened to Rain here. You see, one of the big problems with Rain as a character is that he wasn't actually playable for a majority of the Mortal Kombat titles, and he was kind of assigned to play more of a cameo role. Allow me to explain. Rain only kind of makes a brief appearance in Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, but depending on which version of the game you actually play, as well as which ported version you'll get, will determine whether or not this character is playable. His next appearance is in Mortal Kombat Deception, which at most is in fact a cameo in the Conquest mode, and he only actually becomes playable once again during Mortal Kombat Armageddon, which as we all know is the last installment in the original timeline. So really, because Rain was kind of restricted to particular games, it kind of did hurt the character in the long run, especially with his interesting design and heritage. And in saying that, in the new timeline, he doesn't really fare much better. Although he was a great addition and bit of DLC for Mortal Kombat 9, he obtained more of a jobber role during MKX, which again doesn't really do much with the character except turn him into a punch bag. So in the long run, it does no favors for him. However, let's go back to the original timeline, as that's the main focus. Here is what really hurt Rain. During the events of Mortal Kombat Armageddon, we're introduced to Taven and Dagon, who are the half brothers of Rain. Now unlike Rain, Taven and Dagon were brought up within Argus's household. He wasn't Argus's bastard child, so they weren't denied their godhood. If anything, they were taught to embrace it, and were given very important roles in the series, as the two were prophesied to defeat Blaze, become the victors of Armageddon, and either purge or save the Mortal Kombat universe. So in many ways, Rain is kind of the underdog in this situation, but instead of creating an interesting narrative where he can kind of work against his brothers, whilst they're constantly in the pursuit of acquiring the power of Blaze, as he would understandably bear a grudge against his half brothers, he instead features in Armageddon once and then just simply disappears. So Rain as a character is deeply flawed. He hasn't appeared in many installments, the times which he has appeared in game has been very few and far between, and any form of character they've actually given him is extremely cardboard. Rain as a concept is extremely interesting, but in terms of execution, it has been done very poorly. Now what exactly is to blame? Is it writing? Well, unlike Baraka or Reptile, where it's one particular thing that's kind of dragging them down, for Rain it's more of an amalgamation of problems. You see, if Rain was given more character and more involvement in the series as a whole, Rain could have easily become one of the central faces of the series, especially with his Edenian heritage and how involved the Edenians kind of were in the original timeline, as their race was purged, and upon reclaiming their realm it was invaded by Shinnok, and then there was the arrival of the Dragon King, which tore apart the Edenian royal family. There's a lot of interesting stuff that could be used, and that's the problem with Rain. He is a character that fundamentally is underutilized, and with the universe being rebooted and kind of focusing on new and different characters, it seems like Rain's chance and opportunity to shine has kind of gone. Rain is a fantastic looking character, and like I said, he's a great concept, but Rain is the perfect example of a well put together idea that hasn't been executed well. And it's a shame, as I am a fan of this character and I'm well aware that he has quite a following behind him, but sadly at the end of the day it may seem like his time's kind of passed, which is indeed a shame. It seems like the best thing we can hope for from at least this point onwards is hoping that he at least makes it onto the main roster for MK11, as he was an NPC for MKX, and well, that kind of pissed a lot of people off. So hopefully NRS has learned from this. But yeah, that more or less does wrap up everything I did want to say about Rain in this video, guys. I do hope you've enjoyed it and learned a little bit more by watching this, as I am enjoying kind of pulling apart these characters and understanding why some of them work and why some of them kind of fail. fail, because for the most part the Mortal Kombat universe does have a plethora of different characters, but that sadly also does mean that you can't get around to everyone, and Rain is unfortunately one of these many victims. So down in the comments below, let me know who you want to hear me talk about next time. I'll be making many of these in the future, and I'll be working on more episodes for my What's the Difference series too, since you guys are enjoying the Mortal Kombat content and I'm obviously a massive fan of the series. But yeah, down in the comments below, let me know what you guys would like to see. Now before this video does wrap up, if possible, let's try getting it to about 500 likes. It's a great way of helping out this channel since YouTube's ad system is broken as hell. So by giving it a thumbs up, it helps out a ton. And if you want to go the extra step, we also have a Patreon set up, and the link for it will be down in the description below. Anyway, as always guys, please comment, like, subscribe, and share this video with everyone you know. Please take care, and I'll see you all next time.